ために最も必要なもの、それは運です。
Everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Project WEBTOON's podcast, coming at you with the latest, hottest in the webtoons all across the globe. Of course, it's me, it's your big man, it's Sleepy, and as always, I got my co-host here.
What's going on, y'all? It's Seraph.
Yeah, big man.
And this is our
Oh, how's everyone doing this week?
Man, I'm tired.
You tired? You tired too?
I'm always tired though.
I mean, no, there's some days you come in and you got full energy.
Take naps.
Did you take your nap?
You know I took my nap.
I mean, I can never
issue.
Sure.
I can't take naps.
Yeah. No,
like,
yeah.
If I take a nap, I'm not waking back up.
No.
I still want to do.
I can't do it either. Like, I'm taking a nap. No, I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. That's just how it's gonna be. I can't go down for a couple hours like that.
Mm-hmm.
But. Well, since everyone's charged and rested up, we definitely got a few topics to cover here today with some new chapters and some of the latest with Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, Let's Play, Lore Olympus, Peerless Dad solo leveling, Skeleton, and much more. But I don't want to hold us up. But as always, if you joined us, thank you. And if you haven't joined us, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when new stuff comes out, as well as that bell. But I say we jump right in so we can get to it. How about y'all?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's go off with our first one then with Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Seraph, are you all caught up on this?
With this latest 79, chapter? Yes.
I believe so.
That's the one where he fights that the bug.
The bug, the vampire-like lady.
The queen.
Yes. So 2 chapters out of this one, with the last one more or less being set up, since it was really nothing more than it wasn't exposition. It was just really just talking between our in-world main character and then our main character.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get a sudden visit from a reunion call with somebody, and it was Yu Shihang showing up, but she seems like she's bossed up quite a bit.
Hey, bruh. Oh, man.
I mean,
she's looking bad.
I mean, I'm not denying that at all. She definitely looked like she found a Black Widow costume and just said, "Alright, times is tough, I gotta do it." But yeah, I don't know what he was saying about, not helping her progress, but 3 days without him apparently made her super up her skills quite a bit. Yeah, so she showed up and she was just straight throwing down. She's found a new way to use that lasso of truth to kill some people for sure. I was
Mana thread, dude. She's fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, so but also that gave us a
dagger. She got a new fit.
She got a whole new set, a whole new getup. But it did tell us that it's only been like 3 days or so. She hasn't been away from the group that long, but she's progressed seemingly quite a few levels.
She hasn't been away that far or that long since they left her at the station. But there has been more time in between, though.
I don't know if there's been more time in between, because he said it's only been 3 days since they last seen each other.
And a lot can happen in 3 days.
I mean, I know a lot can happen.
A whole new constellation, man. You can.
Well, I mean,
17,000 people died.
In story, at least, it was a little shocking because, I mean, when we left her, she was pretty averse to killing some folks, but here she's just murking people left and right. So I think she dropped that trait real quick. But yeah, so with her sudden appearance, we do not only get like a quick little update, at least what the time frame's been, but also what she's kind of been doing. And she got paired up with old landlord, and was helping him out when they got separated during, more or less, it looked like a raid, and she got away and ran into our homeboy MC here while she was on the lam, but she's now met up with him, and of course, the moment she shows up, his new little semi sidekick, of course, instantly gets all the heat turned up on her, as she points out, like, you're the one that, basically you're the first apostle. She remembers that, and you're the one that more or less tried to kill us before. So instantly some quick tension right at the gate when she makes her reappearance. But the one thing though comes from our in-world MC saying that you need to watch out for her, but he doesn't know who he's talking about. Now, I don't know. I would think it would be, of course, the backstabbing first prophet, but he kind of can't refute that. Like, she's suddenly gotten a lot stronger and a lot more dangerous while he's been gone. So, I mean, yeah, probably a good reason to maybe watch your back on her too.
The first prophet has been just helping out the entire time. I don't think she would be one to just say, "Yo, fuck off."
She kind of can't. She's got a contract, so she kind of can't do anything to lie to him or really hurt him.
Exactly.
But it does. But still, it doesn't mean like she's not gonna, pull some underhanded shit the first chance she gets.
The moment this contract ends.
Hands left and right.
That, it just knives to your throat. I swear it. So yeah, I'm not sure where we could see either that tension come up again, but those two basically butt heads right away. But of course, our homeboy comes in and tells them that they need to calm down and work through this situation because shit's not going to get any better if those two are fighting while they're also having to deal with being run up on. So, of course, we get to see them both in full foreign action, and it's basically just a murder tornado when they go into battle. So he's at least got that at his front. From there, homeboy goes over. It looks like he just runs around a corner and he finds the next meteorite. And of course, our next big bad that apparently is also a part of the story here. But I'm guessing she's supposed to be a romantic link for the MC. Correct? Or his fetish? I don't know. He makes a comment that he's like, I can't kill her because if I do, he's gonna get like mopey or something.
Oh.
Yeah, for the main MC, because it was a second regression that he went through. He dated her. Yeah,
like the second or third regression, he hooks up with her.
It's because he knows that if he kill. Okay, so again, we're in the dilemma where the main character of the web
novel, the main character of the story.
The main character of the webtoon can only do things as if he only has one run. Okay.
Yeah.
As such, then everything else he knows that he has to get to, like, he knows is like, okay, I have to do things in a certain way to make sure that this is the perfect run. But the main character of the story himself is like, I'll die as many times as I need to, and like I don't care how many times I fuck up.
Yeah,
like, literally what it is.
I have infinite restarts. I don't give a shit.
So as such, though, we've got to the point where like he's like, all right, I can't have this person die because if I do, then we'll get to the part where it's like, oh, he just gave up on life.
He's just gonna stop caring.
Yeah, because there's nothing to actually make him care about life then. So he's like, all right, I guess I have to save this fucking waifu.
I mean, he's got a little sister there.
This is also true, but I think it's because he needs more people for the power of friendship. That's what it
okay. He's not quite full on that meter yet. I see. All right. So yeah, he's caught in that dilemma and can't kill her, but they find more or less he finds out the reason why she's doing what she's doing is because she's been possessed by one of the guardians. That's supposedly
one of the 5 that were sent there. Yes.
Yeah, one of the Guardians that came there that's supposed to be there to help them stop the disasters from occurring, but is trying to get this one to occur anyway, and we're not exactly sure why that is.
No, we kind of do know why, right? Because he mentioned about she was planning to terraform the planet.
But I thought he stated in there that they would help terraform the planet with them together. With humanity, whereas this doesn't really do it.
Kind of. We'll see the real reason why probably here soon, but I'm sure. But it's still along those lines where she's still like the characters that were sent there to help stop these problems, unfortunately, are still like selfish in their own way, which is like when we saw the wolf. He was like, I'm only here to stop the dragon. Like that's because I have a vendetta against
I have a personal vendetta.
Not because I actually want you people to live. You understand this?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here where she's like, I need a place for my parasite insects to live, and I need to terraform the planet for that. And that's the only reason why it worked with them in the first place. Uh-huh. So they're kind of like double-edged problems where it's like, they're not. You're right. You're. I guess the phrase here is like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but I know this enemy is going to stab me later too.
It seems like it. I don't know if the title Guardian is probably a good one used here, since they don't really seem like they want to actually help out as much as they either want to A, propagate their own people, or B, get revenge.
Yeah,
and nothing more.
And that's only these 2. We haven't seen the other 3 yet, but they could have some crazy ass reasons.
Well, the other thing here is that he is also, because of him being in the story the way he is and switching things up, these Guardians aren't meeting the character that they should have met, which probably would have changed their demeanor or how they would have responded. So they're doing all of this in off times than when they probably would have normally got there. So that might also affect their personality or their mentality before, their time is supposed to be. So she may have been like that in the beginning, but she had enough time before she met the one lady and then decides a different path.
Yeah, things could have been
I want to terraform, but the disaster is going to destroy everything in two days, so that it would be pointless for me to terraform. So I'm forced to help before I can do the next step. But here everything is so backwards. It's like, well, I can now use the energy here to help me terraform, and therefore, bypass this other option I would have had to go through.
Yeah, something along those lines.
It just a wild guess, since we know the story is a complete mess, and we don't know what the original book story is all the way through. We only get those snippets from the character himself, but yeah,
we only get the important progression because that's all that matters to him, right?
Yes.
No, we only need to do the important parts because everything else is just fluff. Ignore it.
Yeah, it's not needed. We don't need to worry about those parts. Yeah. So we've got that problem to deal with. Our own, the 2 companions that pretty much are ready to kill each other with the moment they chance they can get. And then, right as he is basically dealing with that situation, the W.E.B.T.O.O.N show up and decide, oh, so you guys want to get this party started sooner than later? We're cool with that. So it sounds like they're about to do another scenario earlier than scheduled. Something along those lines. But I did know that I thought one of them might have been our homeboy W.E.B.T.O.O.N, but it doesn't look like it. They look somewhat familiar, but they all look like they're a little different.
It looks like this is a new one, right?
There were 3 of them. There were 3 of them this time, so I'm not sure what it'll mean, but it sounds like some new shit's about to come down with this. Thoughts on this, at least these new 2 chapters with the scenario, as well as the reintroduction of Old Girl, are we expecting that everybody else in his troop is probably leveled up just as much as her?
Well, the concern isn't her level up. The concern is who's her
constellation.
Who's her new constellation? Well, yeah, he's never figured out. He thought it was 1 because of at least 2 of her abilities, but now it's kind of questioning. So she may. And
also, like, it's been days since they've seen each other, so like it could be also, hey, maybe like picked up a new one or something. So like we don't know what happened.
Yeah. But I'm wondering. Well, I mean, it seems like even with the whole point of the split up was for everyone to be able to chance to get stronger anyway. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we also see, you know, the kid maybe pick up a new constellation or even progress his pretty further, as well as the 2 other I can't remember shield or military dude's name, but him and
Shield Bro.
Yeah, Shield Bro. See how much he's progressed either. But I mean, if she's gone that far, I'd suspect his other compatriots have probably leveled up quite a bit, if not found some things that will strengthen them. But yeah, so what do we overall think for these 2 chapters, though? Any other thoughts or speculations?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. How about you, Seraph?
I'm on the same page.
The problem is this kind of falls under the same line as like Inso's Law or something, where it's the point is that the only person who's privy to what's actually happening is the main character. Everyone else has no idea what's going on. So like the main character of the actual webtoon can be just like, I could just change things around, and when he does, then like,
well,
like, oh,
the other MC kind of knows what's going on too.
Yes, but you understand what? But he's still only on X number like of regression though.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So he doesn't actually really know what's going on. Where like the webtoon's main character definitely knows what's going on, and it's like, well, I'm going to like change everything already. And as such, at any point, if like say like there was an actual flag of something happening, he could just be like, nope, not that anymore. We're going to just go this way, like just go full left, hard left, and you'd be like, oh, okay, well, I thought this was the plot, but apparently this was the wrong plot because this was the wrong route or something.
Well, this is the route that will lead me to destruction.
Yeah, so
we have to go through this.
I feel like it's just safer to assume that everything that we know is like a red herring, right? It's just...
Probably. I mean, I guess that would probably be one way. As best to put it, yeah. I mean, I definitely won't say that everything is a potential MacGuffin. Because, you know, he can just change it into his favor if it starts to curve one way or another. But yeah, so all right, well, we'll see what we get from the next couple of chapters then. I know we're all still heavily invested and on board with Omniscient. So all right, let's move on here to our next one. I'll let you take this one, Ark, with Let's Play. I did just power read these 2 chapters, so I'm still letting a lot of the knowledge sink in, but I did laugh at a few spots there.
Let's Play, we had it where our girl here is initiating things between her and Charles, and
but she's doing
Charles
it so
is
much
like
more smoothly.
Yeah, but is she? She's just winging it
Come
really
on.
hard.
Come on, how do you not call that smoothly?
I would say smoother. Anything that has it where like she's trying counts as smoother, right? I think that's the best way to describe it.
I mean, she doesn't have like internal confirmation like this is working, but since we're getting to see it more from like Charles's reaction and perspective, it's like it seems much more smoother.
But we don't know that either because the things that she's doing is like she's pushing his buttons, but then she's also
she doesn't know that's pushing his buttons.
Yes, but she is pushing his buttons. But I don't know if that's like in the news chapter they have it like point out when he goes, because he was like, oh, I could just cancel plans and like we could go do things. And she's like, no, you go do that. It's fine.
You mean
it's fine, you know?
You mean when he leans in for that good, and she just goes, "Have a good night," and blue balls him?
No, not that part. Because that comes afterwards. No, the part where he's like, no, I can just cancel this class and we can just go do things if that's what you want. And she's like, no, don't cancel things on my part, right? That part is like, oh, okay. And then he thought he could lean in for the kiss, and then she was like, no. And then see, that's the part that see, because the first part is 2 parts, right? So the first part is definitely part of her plan. The second part, I don't think it was part of her plan.
I don't think it was part of her plan. No, I don't think the second part was.
I think it was just her just avoiding it now because she's like, wait, I'm not ready for that either.
I think it was more the conversation she has in her head afterwards, like, oh, I don't want to push things. Like,
no, I don't think she knew where it would lead if she did. Because she was like, oh, if I did that, then like, would I be prepared? Was I actually prepared for that?
Was I prepared for the outcomes outcomes of it?
So she's dealing with that, and then he goes to his fencing class, and then he's like, all right, I can't help but look at titties now because I've been blue balled for multiple days.
Well, you mean I can't help but yell at everybody that like slightly angers me?
Apparently Charles is definitely like a sex addict, is the way they're doing it, right? Because it's like, because I thought it was just like, oh yeah, like maybe like once a month or so he seeks partners. You know, I thought it was like an emotional thing he's trying to cover up. No, this is like, he's like, no, I gotta have sex like every other day or something. Otherwise I start cracking, okay? Because like, he's like, it's been like 3 days or something, right? And he's just like, I'm already yelling at people. And someone points it out. And I was like, 3 days? Wow, this is definitely a sex addict. Guys.
I mean, we already had the panel of him like trying to watch porn. They're just like, I just need to get it out of the system, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, so, and what else happened after that? I don't think anything else happened after that, basically, with
it was mostly an interaction between him and Samara for those 2 chapters, but I mean,
let's see if he actually breaks.
Yeah, it was more or less a testing break thing, but I mean, like back in the office. The back in the office when when he's on the phone with a client getting yelled at, and she like steps in and more or less kind of like big dogs over him, more domineering, and it just says like, what was it? Scare roused.
Yes, I guess.
Like he started getting turned on just by that, like, oh, her just like raising her voice against somebody else. I mean, even that was like okay, so we're finding him just getting even slightly attracted at her doing things not particularly to seduce him, but just overall. So like his mood and his actions are changing much more to her being around or doing any little thing, even when she's probably not aware of it or trying to be.
Yes.
So yeah. But the thing that happened after that whole bit was that we got a sudden reintroduction of Marshall's ex. Right when she made the comment about wanting to talk to somebody about her experience.
Our girl was like, man, is there anyone I can talk to about like relationships?
Getting some advice?
Which is weird because I'm like, don't you have like a bunch of like nerd friends who also have relationship advice too? Or like, why are we just like not letting them know about this? I'm
well, you know how she is how she is about being open with anybody, even with her own friends.
We have a person who literally can read minds as her powers. Okay, you should be going to her for help all the time.
Do the rest of them know that besides the one guy? That's the thing.
Because everyone else just thinks that she's like the yoga girl who can read auras or whatever it is. Not that she can actually really
spiritually connect to one's inner thoughts. Yeah.
No. But I feel like everyone at least knows that this person gives like good advice. Like there's no way that like everyone has to like listen. Like, oh yeah, she like, because that's how they set her up.
Well, that's how they set her up. But that's how they set her up for another character, not so much the entire group.
I feel like the entire group would know at this point.
I don't know, because it doesn't seem like they're running to her for all that advice any other point, especially between Link and.
If you were friends with like an empath for so long, and you knew that like as a person who was empathic,
we don't know how long she's actually been friends with Samara, because she's friends with another friend.
I guess, but it's okay. I'm just saying.
You can even take that from our own group. How much do all of us know about each other?
I feel like so introducing the X here is like, I was like, oh, we're introducing more drama that we needed or we didn't need. Whereas I'm like, we have an easy answer. Like the writer had an easier answer to avoid drama, but it's like, no, let me just insert Marshall's X and then have more drama here.
I mean, it's better. It's closer to like real life. You don't get the easy option when you want it. Sometimes it's just always like, well, this is what the universe decided to throw in front of you. So hopefully you can deal with that. I'm sure that out of all, it'll still be easy advice, since she is very much the alpha. And granted, I'm sure if she starts to talk, she'll bring it up like, is it because of Marshall? She'll be like, oh no, not him, not at all. Since Marshall is currently doing his own personal journey right now. I don't even think they've shown another panel with those two like talking since he was on the balcony. Correct?
Was it the balcony?
I think that's the last time that they've like bumped into each other.
Something around that time, yeah.
Yeah, because the only other time I've seen Marshall was when he was coming out of a class with our empath, and that was it. So, yeah, yeah, it was just two fun bits of chapters, and then that end piece was like, oh, okay, this is how we get Marshall's X back in the mix. All right, let's see how this plays out. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna get from Charles in this next bit. I don't know if he's gonna be like, well, I'm not dating this other person, so I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get rid of this.
Literally, yeah, I guess.
I'm just gonna get rid of this stress right now. Yeah. Or we're gonna see something different from Charles, very potentially too. Yeah. Seraph, did you did you read those two chapters yet, or are you still?
I'm still behind.
Oh, okay.
Let's play. But for what it sounds like, Charles, you better not cheat on her.
I mean, it's not cheating. They're not dating.
You better not cheat on her. Y'all dated in my mind.
Nope. He's already shipped it. It's done. Everything is now a slight. Well, we'll see. We'll see what that comes out to. Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely want to hear from anybody else in the comments what they thought of those latest two chapters for Let's Play. I enjoyed that a lot. I definitely laughed, especially when she did that just turn away kiss thing and you just see the two blue balls come pointing by. I was like, oh, that was cold. Nice. But anything else though on those two chapters?
No, nothing else.
Nope. All right, we'll move on to our next one. From our lady designer to our lady goddess in Lore Olympus. We still got the trial of not the century still going down. Well, more like a kangaroo court than anything. So we had Thanatos in the hot seat before we left. And yes. This was just as much a mess as I was hoping it was going to be. Just straight up. Yeah. So Thanatos is starting to recount the events, at least as he recalls them, as well as trying to, throw a little bit of shade at Persephone. But Hades is quick to grill him back, for sure. He does explain, at least tries to throw out that, yes, Minith and, was it Theseus? Is that how you say her name? Or Thetis?
Thetis, or whatever.
Thetis, I think.
Yeah, those two were responsible for the plan that was that occurred that caused Persephone to do what she did, and you know, he kind of he kind of starts to tell the truth a little bit, but then he quickly like, well, he gets accused, and then he quickly like backpedals. He's like, well, you know, you were giving her favors, you were showing favoritism towards one person, and it's kind of unfair. You know, she's clearly unprofessional, and you know,
bitch, do you know how you got your job?
And then yes, I love that. Yeah, right away he's like, let me tell you. But I mean, he goes down this list of all these things, and he's like, and then like, yeah, Persephone, her name literally means the killer of man, and she's just going through this, and he's like, oh, okay, so you want to talk about dirt for other people? Let's talk about some dirt about you. And he explains how exactly he got his job, which basically was, mommy showed up at Hades' front door and went, hey, you're gonna give my son a job. Okay, bye-bye, and just flew off. No experience, no nothing.
I like this version of what's her name, of
Nyx?
Of Nyx. She's like, because Nyx is always, Nyx like, oh, Nyx is the goddess of the night, or like the darkness, so like she's always just like that like broody kind of like character or something, like
she's very
face character all the time. Yeah. But here she's just like, no, he's my son, take care of him, bye. And it's like, oh, okay.
She just gets rid of the kid as quickly as possible. I just need you to watch him. I'm gonna go run to the store real quick. 2 millennia later.
Oh.
You know, I mean, yeah. It was pretty funny to see that. But Thanatos didn't really have a good comeback to that. And right as he's basically just getting bitch slapped across the room left and right, Thetis like breaks into the courtroom and starts, you know, whimpering, crying, playing it off with Minith, the plant in hand, exclaiming that she's there to report a murder, and that and she just starts going over the events like it was Thanatos's plan. He's the one that came up with all this. He's also the one that supposedly like broke into Persephone's room and found the ledger, which we later come to find that the ledger is where she was, of course, keeping the journal of all the humans that had died and how she was like trying to fix it. But supposedly also in the ledger is, I guess, documentation or plan to take over the underworld. Very, very clear, underworld. Yeah. So that's where chapter ends for so far. But I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't. Well, I forget what they said out loud in the court. What Thanatos said. It wasn't breaking into a room. It was. Oh no! When she was in Hades' corp and she got attacked or she got strangled by a shade, and her mom's like, "You did what?" And she's like, "No, it's fine. It was a little thing." Crap. Like she forgot to tell her that. Like. Nearly being killed.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, I'm like seeing it from like Hades' perspective. Hades was doing everything he can to like not give her favoritism, but like Minith and Thetis' plan kept on like hurting her, and he was like, you know that she's the daughter of Demeter, right? Like I'm not trying to give her favoritism, but you guys tried to kill her. She almost died here. I am just trying my desperate as much as possible to be like, hey, just. We're trying to ease you in, right?
I want you to be safe, but I don't want you to be in my face.
Yeah, right?
Like, we're tried, but those two basically pushed it to make it more like, all right, well, I guess we have to be close together.
Because Hades definitely was like, at first he was like, no, I don't want her to work here. And then we all know, you know, like, Hera was like, I'm going to send this girl over, and you have no choice in the matter.
You have no recourse.
So like he's just like, I guess I'm just the fucking rug for everyone to step on, I guess.
I mean,
so
you know,
he is the king of the underworld, right? He's beneath us all, like literally.
This is our lot. This is just how we have to deal with things. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know how at least Thetis was gonna show up and try and spin things. And granted, the whole court trial is just a mess as it was. And once it got to Thanatos, I'm like, all right, he's already pretty bad at just being underhanded as is. And not to mention so many, and as we clearly saw, so many people know so much shit about everybody in that courtroom. Like the moment he's like, okay, you know what? It was her plan. She did it just so she could fucking control Minith more, so that she would have somebody to hang out with when you took her to the country club so you could cheat on your wife. And, you know, they just start throwing dirt on everybody. So I'm just more impressed that the whole trial just hasn't turned into like a god shit show of just everybody telling everybody's dirt.
No, it would have been if what happened is if Hera was not bedridden.
I guess, probably. But I'm more surprised of anybody, like, Demeanor's hearing this and she's not going, okay, fuck everybody here. You all clearly are, like, underhandedly doing some bullshit.
Well, yeah, but, like, the thing here is, like, they really try to, like, depower Demeanor here.
I know they depowered her, but, I mean, still, she's still intelligent enough. I don't think that she's gonna, like, yes, being the strongest person in the room, she could just whip all their asses, but still getting like all this random information, you know, you'd figure you're like, this trial just does not seem fair or at all like rightfully run in any way.
It's not meant to be fair. It's meant for just like the amusement of
it's meant for the amusement of Zeus more than anything.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed that like she doesn't start turning it against him at some point, because it's just like, oh, so because of your dumb shit, they're doing dumb shit, which in turn affected my daughter who was innocent in all of this dumb shit.
Yeah, like, I was just like, it's a fucking mess. That's all
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm amazed that, you know, she just has to come up and just be like, I'm not going to listen to this anymore. This is clearly so many other people's faults.
This is your fucking fault. What?
I mean, you're the king of the gods, and all of these people are just literally running around doing all kinds of shit behind your back. I kind of wish she did another panel and just showed like Ares in the corner, just like laughing and holding his thumbs up or something, because he's just enjoying all the dumb rage happening here. Yeah. Seraph, I don't know if you had read up to this yet.
Man, that shit is so fucking funny.
It was good.
Everything could have just been put into a simple email, man.
Well, yeah, I do love that. All this shit could have been fixed with an email to HR. This was a non-problem, and we just turned it into one. Oh yeah. So, I'm not sure who we have left to call as like witnesses anymore. I think that's everybody at least involved right now. I mean, they could bring in the kid that Hades disemboweled, but I doubt that they'll see him.
I mean, I think there are plenty of things that they could do here. Be like, you know, they can have all the civilians, or like there are plenty of other guys to like have this discussion with too. So
I mean, the only other person I could think they'd grab would be Helios, but I don't see him telling anybody anything, since, you know, he doesn't like the gods. So
we have Helios. We have it wouldn't be hard to like just also pull up Apollo. We could have the thing where like Hera wakes up and she's like, I have information.
I'm gonna screw this whole thing up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think what's going to happen is during this court they're going to reveal that, you know, Persephone is a fertility goddess. A fertility goddess, and that's gonna be like Zeus is like, wait, what? And then be like, yeah, and then it's just going to spiral out of control. I feel like that's what's going to happen here.
And like, that's when we see Kronos just go, all right, plans in action.
Yeah, or like Kronos shows up early, like something is happening. There are plenty of things that can happen.
Yeah, there's definitely a few different pathways this could choose through for sure. I mean, we still need I mean, Thanatos, I don't know if he's going to even say anything to anybody, but we still need one of the nymphs to tell either Persephone or Demeter what happened to Daphne.
Yep.
And I'm sure that's going to cause some new friction, if anything. But yeah, I'm not sure how much more we've got left on the trial. Like I said, because I don't know who else they could actually bring in that would at least give more information beyond what's already been said. Because I mean, even if they brought in Helios, that's just going to reiterate what Thanatos and Hermes have already basically told us. Yeah, just maybe a few other of the imps, but I doubt that would shed any other light beyond just more confusion as to this. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Hera wake up and just, I have all the info about this shocking development, and just either fix or break everything. Yeah, I still don't know if what's her name's plan, Apollo's mom's plan, was with using Demeter either was.
I think it was just a card to give to Zeus so Zeus can start the trial.
Oh, okay. So just a way to get Persephone to come out of hiding. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, so far it hasn't really seemed like it's played in their favor, but we'll have to see. I mean, Zeus is Zeus.
If this didn't happen, then Persephone would have just stayed in the underworld, and with Zeus not being able to do anything at all, because that is Hades' domain. And
he couldn't get her to come out, but I mean, he already knew where she was. So
yes,
yeah. Well, we'll have to see what the next couple of chapters. I have not read ahead on this yet, but I will probably be buying the chapters ahead for this coming weekend, just because, so I can see. But yeah,
Saturday, yeah.
So, all right. Anything else on those chapters for Lore Olympus?
I have nothing else.
All right, Seraph, you? Nope. All right then. Okay, we'll go and move on here to our next one. Seraph, I'm gonna let you take this one with Big Papa Peerless Dad.
Oh man, he finally made the grass trope union.
It's a real thing. They got a group.
So like at the beginning of chapter 192, is that where we left off?
I believe so. Let me check.
192 was all the association big heads talking amongst each other to see if they wanted to make
more or less approve
the grass trope union to become a real thing. Mm-hmm. And the big dog decided to stick his nose out and said, "Hey, they doing it.
Approved."
That's it.
Yep, approved. And
so they grab all the Heavenly Association first-rate warriors to go and set up the guild and get things going, mm-hmm. or for the union, or what would that be called in the mirror world?
I mean, they're not quite a sect because they don't have a main martial arts that teach. So
not yet.
That's why he just referred to the union.
Okay. And we see Blondie and No start to train a little bit together so he can make Blondie one of his warriors per se, or disciple, I guess.
Here,
kids, he's the only other person who he can relate to when it comes to just being hit.
Yeah, here, kids, this is your new test dummy. Go have fun.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was really funny between the kids and him.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, go fight him. You guys are good. Go whoop his ass. And we slowly get to see No's potential increase. Slowly see his increase for inner energy.
Yep.
Right? Art, back me up.
He's starting to.
Is it? We don't know. Maybe he's just getting the technique correct. It's not.
It's the technique of the metal demon stuff going on.
It is the metal key stuff. But
it's the metal key, but he's able to control that flow to a degree.
Okay. Yeah, so we get to see his potential increase in that, and then we get to see Miss Yo again. She's just trying to get herself to one with the kids, so that
she's got a plan.
She can one with him. She got a whole plan going. She
got a plan.
My ship has said sail, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Warrior No just what was it? he goes back to the association and starts doing paperwork, and he talks to Frog about trying to. Frog wants to get revenge for Uncle Ock. Rest in peace to the homeboy.
Yep.
You know,
He's
like, we got to do these things right before we can get to them. We got to try and settle in.
Yeah, they definitely need to build forces.
They got to build up their forces, and then Warrior No goes to visit the old captain, Captain Ham. Yeah, Captain Ham, and he asks him to become the captain of the Union. So then he does all the paperwork.
You talk good and write well. I punch, and that's how we'll coexist in this.
I just punch real good.
I punch real good.
Yes.
And with that, the first mission of Captain Ham, he goes to go visit the one of the sons of the Heavenly Dragon Association's
I think
head.
it's the third son.
The third son, to go talk to him about it, and the third son is very stirred up and kind of mad about Gunjun. I forgot what they did.
So
Did they rat him out?
He's the one that him and his brother in that little internal power struggle, but he's the one that more or less made the contracts with the crime association. The second brother.
Yeah, that's right.
But then he used that one dude who we know is working for the homeboy who's trying to take down the Miram world. He was using him to more or less pass information to the brother, and then kind of leaked it to make it seem like he was the one that was making deals with the crime association.
Yes. And then after he gets on his little rant with one of his subordinates, he goes to talk to Ham.
Yeah.
And Ham wants to try and make him be cool with him, so then he can have his backing for the Union.
Yeah. But we all know that it's not the real plan.
Yeah, it's not the real plan, but it's okay.
It's all good. With Ock gone, it's surprising here because it's all right, someone's got to fill the intelligence and recon.
No, it's because they pointed this out before. He was the dad. Obviously, was the one who gathered them all together, and it wasn't just his charisma. He's smart enough to know how to put together an actual team.
Yeah.
He's just kind of
he's not good at handling all of the logistics of things.
Yes.
He's great at
politics of certain
He's
things.
great at seeing the talent of other individuals, but he's not good at the logistics and politics and other things that come involved with it. But it seems like that's not entirely the truth here, because he's very clearly gone into ops mode here. He knows that, all right, the plan is that we got to get revenge for Ock, but we can't go in there just straight up attacking the other sex, because it's not going to work. We don't have the men, we don't have the backing. So his plan now is to use them the same way that they used the group, and that is to gain favor with the third son, to tell him they have information, because Ock apparently wrote all this down so that they would know. And he's trying to either get that backing so he can in turn somehow get the other brother either involved or whatever, so that they'll basically fight each other, my guess is.
Something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's him coming up with the plan to do it. It's not, this is more subterfuge than I've known for him to see, where he's usually just, all right, punch that, you know? And granted, yeah, he got Ham because Ham's just better at, handling a little bit more of the inner workings, more so than just the fighting bits. So, I mean, and we got to see that with Ham here when he went to the other son, when he was like, all right, I've got to pledge fealty to this person, but I've got to do it in such a way that I won't give off that I'm clearly trying to do something underhanded here, because this dude is more or less on edge than anybody else, because he's basically being investigated by everybody for being a part of the crime syndicate shit, even though there's no proof, but there's enough rumors. So yeah, just showing somebody else rather than him being in that situation to kind of take care of it. The dad's laying the plans out, but he knows the right people to call or the right talent to scout. So I am still waiting for him to get the other brothers, though, since we know a few of them are still out there. Especially the water one, which we know he needs in order to supposedly balance out his metal key.
Yes.
Because I figure once he gets him, then the whole group is set. We're perfectly ready to handle, you know, being an actual sect or a full martial art clan themselves than just the Union. So yeah, I mean, there isn't too much to speculate going forward yet, since we know kind of what the plan's supposedly going down to, as much as we're just trying to see really who of the two brothers is really going to crack first, or how they're actually going to handle all this, since we know that he's got favor from pretty much all of the masters as it stands, and we know now that most of the pavilion, all of the pavilion's like head leaders are stepping down and retiring. So there is a coming wave change of regime currently at this moment. I'm not sure. I mean, we still got Gramps on our side, and flying Sis is in the background too. So I'm sure she'll probably come up when the real fight happens at some point. But do we see Pops going on another adventure anytime soon, or is this pretty much going to be, we think, priority uno at this moment?
Don't know. It really depends on what the next few chapters are, like the greater plan is going to be.
Yeah. Because I mean, some people's plans seem to be kicking off, going to effect. We know that one dude seems like he's taking a break and letting shit just boil over as it is. And I don't really know what old Gramps is doing. I don't know if he's like getting ready to quit, or if he's just like, I'm doing my own shit right now, let the kids do their thing and think that they, you know, have control.
Possibly.
I mean, he was working on his martial arts last time I saw him, so I'm not sure what his main shtick is in here in this moment, other than just, you know, I keep balance just because I'm here. But yeah, I know that those two brothers are vying more or less for his spot. And granted, both of them don't seem like good options anyway.
No.
So, yeah, I don't know if the plan is hopefully both of them die and it's just like, all right, maybe we'll get someone more respectable in here or whatnot. But yeah. So, but all intents and purposes, Pops is now straight up in the Miram world. Just 100% involved.
No, yeah, this is the part where he's like, I am definitely involved in this now. There's no going back.
I am super involved in this. Kind of hoping at some point his master shows back up and is just like, I told you one fucking thing to do, not to do. And what did you do?
You were given simple instructions.
Get beaten up, don't go in the Miram Road. That's it. That's all you had to do.
But here you are, fucking things up, man.
Here you are, beating up other people and getting up on the Miram Road. Goddamn.
I'll do one thing and one thing only. You go against my will.
Yeah. Oof. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out for Pops there. Anything though left on those two chapters you guys wanted to bring up?
No.
Nope. All right. We'll move on here to our next one with the strongest of players in solo leveling. Seraph, I know you're the one that's mostly caught up above and beyond this.
Yes, I am.
What is this? These are chapters, not 100. What was it?
171, 172.
Okay. So, I know basically 170 and 171 have been nothing really but setup. And surprisingly, that's kind of what 172 turned into a little bit for me as well. I'm not sure what you thought of it. With more or less, we had Homeboy just basically chilling for a little bit while he was getting ready to prepare for his battle. And he decided that he wasn't going in with the army. And he was going to, well, I don't know what the other troops are doing, but he was more or less going to go in there basically solo himself and take on the King of the Dragons, or the Monarch Dragon. But he couldn't go there with the army because apparently they could sense him if he had that. I'm not 100% sure if that's like 100% accurate what they were saying, because they said he couldn't sense a shadow army behind him. So, but the whole point was it was a diversion, because they still have, I guess for some reason, U.S. or regular soldiers still fighting back the monsters in Canada, even though that's like a straight up lost cause at this moment.
Yeah, there's some things I'm like, that's. Well, I don't know why you guys are still there.
This seems like a point where you just throw nukes until they kind of like cease for a little bit and just move away. Because, yeah, you're throwing bodies into a blender, really.
Or it feels like what happened is they had already fully committed, and the people that were just trapped. Like, well, I guess the only way they can do this is just keep fighting their way out, I guess.
Yeah. Throw bullets. Maybe it'll hit them in the eye and they'll blink a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. But, Andre shows up at the last second while some of the soldiers are getting taken down, and at that second we see all of his shadow army start to appear and help. And I don't know which monarch that was with the other army.
Iron Body.
Was that Iron Body monarch?
The one about to fight Andre?
Yeah,
that's the Iron Body.
okay. Yeah, he basically was like, what the you doing here? And they get ready to throw down. We don't get to see that fight, but the panel ends with both Jinwoo and
the Iron Body.
Well, not Jinwoo and the Monarch of Dragons.
Oh, the Dragon
just
Monarch
staring each other down. So
because the Iron Body was a trap.
It was a trap.
This isn't how the Shadow Monarch fights. It was like.
Oh, his shadow's about to send his ass to the shadow realm, cuz.
No one told him it was a duel. That's not cool. He didn't bring his deck. Well, yeah. So mostly in these two chapters, it was really more or less anything set up to get to this showdown, this main showdown. Yeah, more than anything.
We're heading towards the end of solo leveling, actually.
I kind of feel like we have to be, because we've already got him making like the speech about getting the revenge, the speech about his family being safe. He talked to
the entire 12-point trope of an ending anime.
Yeah, more or less. We got him talking to his girl saying, "I will not die," while she's going off to a main battle herself. And then, all of the army is busy taking care of the other army, and we're at the last two fighters here, really. So this should be the conclusive showdown of anything, unless, all of a sudden we found out the god ruler is actually really alive this entire time, and we secretly see him in a wheelchair, and we're just like, Charles, you bastard. Get out of here. It
was all part of the plan.
No,
not
plan. Again. God damn it. This was all chess. This was all chess because he was bored. Yeah. How awful would that be of an ending? If that was...
It'd be hilarious.
How awful would that be at the end of the day if that was the case?
It'd be so funny, because I'm like... It was all according to Kinkaku.
God damn it. I really hope that that's not it. Seraph, you're ahead. Please tell me that's not it.
I can't say anything.
I
plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. That doesn't help me now. that makes me think things that are so much worse.
It is what it is.
Oh, goddamn. Well, yeah, I mean, beyond that, nothing too much to really talk about in those two chapters, though. Anything big, though, that you're looking forward to? Arc? Since I can't ask Seraph that.
No.
Nope.
I guess the fight.
Are you expecting just a big, stupid fight?
Somewhat.
Would it be better if they both have, like, a scientific argument instead? Or a philosophical one?
are we like, all right, so
Do you know this thing called Theseus?
you're in a trolley, right? And then you have to pull a lever before you kill one person, or you can pull the lever and then 1,000 miles down that track, there's another person. You have to choose to kill that person. But if you do pull the lever, then what happens is the people in the trolley replace every single part of that trolley with a whole new trolley. Did you kill that person with the original trolley? You knew that's what I was gonna say.
I hate that fucking thing so much. It is such a stupid argument.
The trolley of Theseus now.
What happens when a philosopher wants to fuck over another? God damn. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Oh, alright. Well, if we've got nothing else on solo leveling, let's move on out of here. Into our second to last, but certainly always great, with Skeleton couldn't protect the dungeon. Ark, you want to take this one? This
we
was
got to the point where... Is it confusing? It happened where... I think it's just revealed that Rubia and... what's her name? The thief girl... The blonde thief girl, Reina. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna collude with each other now because like we both know what's going on, and we're just going to like, we're gonna play a prank on the skeleton basically. Like we're gonna do this real good. All right, so we're gonna like mislead him to go in a different direction, and while we plan out like how we do this our own way over here. So then
we're secretly gonna solve all the problems.
Yeah, so Reina tells, Skeleton to just, hey, go down to this port because there's a member of the black market down there, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. I was planning to go look for them anyways. I guess I now know what I'm gonna go do next. So like, I like how like the Skeleton was just as lost as the readers, who was like, what do I do next now, right? So like, it's fine. He knows where he's going.
It didn't seem confusing between, what was it, 160 to 161?
No,
like the jump, like where they're sitting in the hotel, or not the hotel, they're sitting in the library, and Isaac is talking to him about how he tried to more or less become a player, and the world basically told him to fuck off. And then all of a sudden, it opens up with him talking to the goblin.
I mean,
like it literally just skipped everything of that and just went. And now he's in front of the goblin talking about the mage goblin.
He was like, wait, there was this thing that happened, but like I nothing came out of it. So he now tries to go back to the goblin to be like, okay, let me try this again.
Redo this.
But then in doing so, then Isaac is like, nah, let's just skip the dialogue. It's fine.
Press A.
just skip the dialogue. Oh no, we're just gonna skip this dialogue too. All right. And then they move to this point where like he gets handed this coin.
Yeah.
And then using this coin, then like he gets told to be like, oh yeah, insert this coin and realize what like the non-space is, or like basically he has to put the coin in his inventory until he recognizes that there is an inventory. Like
yeah.
Because he doesn't understand or comprehend. Like you have to basically everything that's happening is like helping him comprehend how the world actually works.
It's Isaac's explanation, but happening in the story now.
Yeah, and besides just happening in the story, it's because it assumes that the skeleton is as stupid as the readers, and it's like, all right, you don't know what an inventory how it actually is. Like, yeah. So like, it is not. You have to understand how like space and time works, and like how this actually works. So they eventually figured it out, and he has to do it like 1,000 times. But Isaac says
he has to do it 1 million times. He has to input a coin into his inventory.
But Isaac tells him a few words, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I get it." And
just concentrate. If you concentrate, you'll understand it faster.
I
it
guess.
goes up by 1.
Well, at first he gets it up to 50,000, and then he loses concentration, so it adds another like 36,000.
Something like that, yeah.
But then because Isaac was Do better.
It's fine. It's fine. They figure it out, and then they come back, and then he has to go to this port city where he has to find a black market member. And upon arriving there, then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to just look at the ships until we find like a suspicious one." And it's like, "Oh, it's obviously that one." But then, coincidentally, at the same time, they're like, a bunch of soldiers show up, and they're like, "We're going to search through all the ships now." And it's like, "Oh, that was convenient."
It's almost like he triggered a world event.
Yeah, right.
Perfectly on time.
And that's where we left off, if I remember correctly.
Yep. That's where the chapter ended out with him, well, with Isaac being like, hey, this sucks for them, but it's great for us because now we basically get to go save somebody and also get the last card we need to become full members of the black market. Hooray. Isn't it great when we complete quests?
Theory.
In theory, I guess. Yeah, so, Isaac's helpfulness once again plays in to getting the inventory ability unlocked, not to mention him also more or less, this is now Skeleton without the part where we would have to have him just wander around until something occurs. Isaac's just instantly directing him to the path he needs to be on, so we just get him to like go directly to the ship that we know is the one that's doing smuggling, and also show up exactly at the time that the guards decide that they're going to raid the ships. So we're more or less getting a more streamlined version of the story than we've had in the past regressions. So Isaac is becoming more of a helpful player now than anything. If not anything, he is basically his guide to the game.
Yes.
Since he realized that everything is kind of a game. But yeah, Rubia and Reyna's plan.
We don't know what
I don't know if their
yet.
plan is exactly like, yeah, we're going to take care of some shit, as much as it sounded like we're going to play some pranks on him or something.
Well, it does sound like they're playing a prank.
Secretly, this is going to be a birthday chapter coming up.
Yeah, it's like they're like, all right, we're going to get together and plan a birthday party for like a surprise birthday party or something. Like that's definitely how it feels like, because like wouldn't he be surprised when he comes back and we've taken care of everything? And it's like, oh, okay, they want to show that they have like their big girl pants on, and I guess I understand that, but it's still funny with like the way they did it. Like they're conspiring behind him, but like it's out of jest, out of just like funniness for him, right?
I guess
it's
more so than just, like this needs to occur, like this is a serious situation.
Yes.
I guess. I mean, granted, the last panel we see with at least Reyna is she is sitting down with the one other full black merchant member, and
like they're gathering all the resources.
Well, they're gathering. Well, not so much gathering the resources. The three gathered together to basically figure out how to make Rubia look good for the next Lord, but make it seem extremely unsuspicious. So I don't know if that is like the joke plan for her, then I guess, to, we actually are going to succeed in making Ruby a Lord, and she won't be suddenly killed by unknown ninjas.
Yeah.
We did good, I guess. I don't know. It was just like, yeah, that was weird when they're like, we're gonna do this plan together. It's gonna be real cool and sly-like. He won't know. Like, I'm sure he'll be grateful. It'll be one less thing for him to have to like worry about all the way over again. But yeah, I don't know what their reaction was to that. But I'm not sure. Well, I mean, he does. We at least know we don't have to worry about Leonardo right now, because he and Bortus are currently probably in the middle of lock battle.
Something like that?
Well, I mean, the last thing we got is that Reyna supposedly tipped him off. So that's at least somewhat taken care of. But he is now at least on this quest to get one other piece of his card, and I'm not sure what exact extra benefits he'll get from being a part of the Black Merchants. 100% membership. I'm sure it'll get him some more items and things, but I don't know if maybe it'll get him some, extra comrades in certain places as well.
It'll unlock a world quest.
It may. I mean, he still has other members or that group of people he needs to find for the Ashton story. For Ashton, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those people isn't a member of the Black Market group. They seem secretive enough that he would probably place someone in there. So this could be exactly what he needs to do anyway.
It was exactly as I planned.
All along. See, now this is a story I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be like Charles Xavier. This seems to fit into that world pretty well.
We've already like had the part where we reveal that the Emperor is shady as fuck. So like we could find out that if we get to the point where it's like, man, who was Ashton all along? It was I, the Emperor all along. And I was like, what? Wait, you were the Emperor all along? Yes, I was the Emperor all along, and I had planned this so that the skeleton would disrupt the system in the goddess's system, and then throw the entire system out of whack so that I can slip into the cracks. And I'm like, what? What?
I don't understand.
I can see.
I don't understand how this works. Explain it to me again.
But you weren't supposed to. Why? Because I was the mastermind all along. Like I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
And now you will be beaten by the power of friendship. What? Yes, all of my friends I've made. Yeah.
But I could just restart the world now. It's fine. Because through the power of friendship, everyone remembers.
And now we're all against you. Yeah. Let's hope not. But either way.
It'll be right. That'd be so funny.
Yeah. I would really hope a lot of these stories don't end like this.
The power of friendship. Oh.
It would be the worst. But yeah, so that's at least what we've got so far going up with the next bit of the story. So hopefully we'll see what the outcome is if, he does actually get this right on the first time, since he still could technically screw up here, since this is a part of the path that he hasn't been on before or dealt with. So we'll have to see how that outcome works out for him, but I'm sure with Isaac guiding him, he'll have a much higher percentage at, not screwing up this time.
Depends on how long Isaac can last, because he's definitely draining himself really hard.
Yeah, he is. It seems like he's using a lot of his abilities more frequently, so he'll probably need to get some more, is it Lulum? That's how we say it?
Yeah.
Aluminum to run himself a little bit more. All right.
That magic juice.
That magic gold. Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else on those two chapters for that series that you guys would like to bring up? Nope. All right. Well, we'll go ahead here into our last one. Seraph, I'm going to let you close us out with this in the Descent of the Demonic Master.
They captured the guys from the Wantak.
Yep. The Cavaliers.
Yep, and then we get an introduction to one of the guys who I'm assuming is a king? But isn't?
Oh, you mean wait. Are we talking about the French guys? Oh, he's not the king.
He's not like the king, he's like a knight.
He's like one of the leaders.
Yeah.
We get an introduction to Mr. Boltar. And then they go out, he goes out to China, Boltar goes to China, and then he goes to Korea to go find Gang Jin-ho because the Red King asked him to go find him and kill him.
But he's so nice about it.
Yeah, he's so nice about it. Like,
he's such a nice killer.
He's not a killer. It's more like this is like how martial artists, top tier martial artist bastards, are supposed to treat each other. Like, oh, I recognize this guy as powerful. All right, so we're going to just settle this in a throwdown. Like, I don't need to just attack him because I have an inferiority complex. No,
we'll plan it out. We'll get a day. We'll get time, and we'll go fight.
You see him sit down and have a good lunch and everything, and he asks about the country. He's like, "What's fun here? What do you do? What's your import?"
We got amusement parks here.
He's so nice. He's cordial.
Absolutely love Boltar, man.
Yeah, Boltar is cool.
Be right back.
All right.
Okay.
What else do we got?
And we got the Wontak coming to Korea to go meet Gang Jin-ho as well.
Again.
Yeah,
'Cause, you know,
for the second time.
The first
time,
or
I guess.
the third time, yeah. The first time ended in a threat. The second time ended in a capture and killing. And now we're gonna try, third time's the charm.
We're gonna try and talk it out like regular people. And Gang Jin-ho is suspicious of them and says, "Well, where is your leader at? Like, how you gonna send out this guy who's a peasant?"
Yeah. I do like that. Yeah, he's got two separate issues here right now with the Red King sending Bontak to deal with that, but then he sends his valet more than anything to go and tell Gang Jin-ho, like, my master requests an audience with you, and it's to end your miserable life. And he's like, oh, well, cool. I'm glad that he has enough respect to do this, but I don't have to send you back alive. And he's like, no, don't kill me. I'm just the messenger, but I have the dates and times to set up for this. He's like, all right. And then right after that, Eleanor and her dad show up and are like, we're not with them. We're from the other group of people that you've already dealt with. We're just here to talk. So he's got a throwdown, and then he's got a diplomatic throwdown happening here.
Yeah, he's got two different things going on here.
Yeah, he's got a plate full of problems, and not to mention that he's also got his trainees who seem to be having troubles with their studies.
Yeah, they're having a lot of troubles because they can't interpret how to pull in the chi into their core and send it up to the top of their head.
Some people from modern times aren't able to understand and interpret like a 1,000-year-old language and understanding. I wonder if there may be some loss in like sensibilities to certain things. Very much the standard cultivator like way. Just read this one page over and over and you'll understand. It's like, nope. It's just not gonna work. This is like training astrophysicists to a cave person. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, so he decides to give him a little demonstration, which does not go it goes well, but they seem like they die. It
doesn't go well enough.
Well, it goes well enough that he doesn't kill any of them.
Yeah.
But they're able to grasp the concept that he's trying to explain. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, well, we
we
understand. I just need to not die for the next 24 hours, and we'll see if I can try again. The slice of life, I was gonna say the slice of life of cultivation here.
Hey man, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for every single minute.
Very, very much.
Every single panel, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I am ready. I am interested to see how that throwdown goes. Since we saw him basically gear up and get ready to kill the messenger, but he stopped himself from that. So I want to see how respectful it is when this battle comes down. What's up?
The messenger made a deal with it.
He did. You did make a deal with him.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but I want to see how him and the master actually discuss things first.
After fighting, yeah.
Either during or after, they'll, when they get to that point where they're like, oh, I was throwing those test shots to see how good you are, and they get to that mutual respect level, and it's more like they're having a conversation more so than they're actually fighting. Yeah. But granted, he is supposedly there to kill him, not. So I don't know if he's gonna be throwing any non-lethal blows.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And granted, I don't know if there's anything that Gang Jin-ho would want to learn from him either, because so far that's the only reason he hasn't killed any of the French assassins. Is just because he wants to learn their magic.
Yeah, the magical abilities that they have compared to the chi abilities that Gang Jin-ho and other martial artists has.
Exactly. So Well, it would be interesting because I mean, yeah, if this person is supposedly the I guess second strongest next to the Red King, because he's the one that's fought him last, and he's kind of like his friend for that. So I mean, if he beats him,
because of that, yes.
Yeah, so if he beats him, I mean, that'll pretty much give more precedence. Like Red King is like, all right, there's nobody else left to go. You got to do it yourself.
And then we get to see the Red King in action finally.
Yeah, see him throw down. I'm still waiting for the other kings to actually make more appearances, or make an appearance at all. So we'll see.
Because they did say there was like 3 kings in total.
Yeah. So
maybe after the Red King gets his shit kicked in,
we'll see some of the other ones start to raise their heads. Yeah, I haven't seen any other movement from any of the other groups yet either. So I don't know if they're surveillancing but keeping distance because they're just watching him wreck everybody else that comes into his radar. So I'm sure a few of them have gotten wiser and are just reconnaissance. Don't even engage. Fuck it. There's no point. But yeah, so just one chapter on that too. We didn't get a double up for this one, so it was all good. I know that this we had a lot of missed ones from this week because a lot of things went on hiatus. Beginning after the end went on hiatus with last chapter, which I did not notice.
They finished up with season 4.
Yep. I did not notice because the actual end chapter did not show like an epilogue saying like, hey, we're going to break. It was apparently done on the more official channels. Yeah, that went on a hiatus. We've got what else on there went on hiatus after that. Mukyang is still currently on hiatus. I haven't seen any word about
Legendary.
Legendary. I thought actually a week ago I thought it actually started back up because all of a sudden I got 8 new chapters, and it turned out it was just one of the other scans catching up. So yeah, I don't know where they're at. I haven't heard anything from Triple H or Triple F.
Trash Hero
yet either, since they went on hiatus. So yeah, we've got a few different things currently on standby. Not sure when they're going to pop back up, but we'll definitely keep an eye out. I think we're good. We'll close up for the night. What you think, Seraph?
I think we're pretty good. We're all solid and everything.
Yeah, I think we're good. I already saw you jumped right onto that game. No, it's all good.
Nobody needs to know.
No one needs to know.
They'll never know.
Well, I know, but it's all right. We'll go ahead. We'll close off here for the evening as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Seraph, you want to close us out?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of the Project WEBTOON podcast. If you liked, leave a like. Make sure to check out everything in the description down below. All the links to our Discord channel, to our Twitter, to our Twitch, to our Spotify, Anchor. Literally everything is down below for you guys to check out. If you guys want to listen to us there instead of watching us on YouTube or Spotify or something, we have other channels for you guys to listen in on. Well, with that ending, hope everybody has a wonderful week. And remember, don't have a good day. Have a great day.
I came back.
You're one of those pop people. Say goodbye, Ark.
No.
We're leaving.
Bye now.
I guess. Goodbye.